Welcome. Now, if you know what we need to do is we need to check that video. But anyways, welcome to Board Game Coffee. Today we have a very special guest, and that is Sam from Gamelyn Games.
Hello.
And we're gonna have other guests join us throughout the show. Hopefully, they'll make it here. I have faith.
Yes.
That they will make it.
Yeah,
Here.
I think they'll show up.
So we are here to discuss Essen Spiel 2019. All right, so you ready?
I'm ready. Oh, I've been ready. I'm gonna
yeah.
move your chair so you're more in the.
There you go. That's great. Okay, so Essen Spiel. This is my first Essen. Now, I don't know if you have been to Essen, but this is my first time. Day one. Sam, how many times have you been to Essen?
This is my second time to Essen Spiel. So this is my second time to here in Germany for Essen Spiel.
All right. Oh, and just so you know, anybody who's listening, Nate is going to be over here, and when Nate's here, he's going to be answering your comments. He had to step out for an emergency, but he will be right back. And when he is, you just comment away. We'll give you the cue, and then you can put your more complicated comments, like your more involved comments, questions, and Nate will translate them to us.
Yeah. I saw a comment pop up on the screen. I could not read it. It's a little bit far away.
I think we had a thumbs up, and we had a never been.
Oh, okay. Well, if you haven't been, Essen Spiel is unlike any other board game convention you have ever experienced.
You know, here's the thing with Essen, right? Essen, when I go to Gen Con, it's big. Gen Con's big.
It is.
I feel like, I don't know, are the halls bigger at Gen Con, but there's more halls at Essen?
So there's one hall at Gen Con.
Yeah.
At Gen Con, there's one hall, and it's massive. But the hall at Gen Con that is really, really big is basically 1.5 halls of Essen. And Essen has 6 halls.
Yeah. So that's the thing, is you can't see the end of Essen, right? Like, you're like, oh, this is a huge room, and there's so much stuff going here. And you're like, okay, but you know what? You're in like hall 5, 4, whatever, and you're like, I can move around. It's busy. And you get to hall, like 3, and so it's getting a little more crowded. Mm-hmm. And then you get to hall 2, and you're like, wow, it's really hard to move in here. And then you get to hall 1, and then you stop.
There's no movement.
No, you hit a wall of human meat.
It's a huddled mass, just moving. Almost it feels like in circles.
Mm-hmm. Oh, we got some. Now, I'm going to be reading the comments for a while. I'm going to try to.
Why did they disappear? The comments are disappearing on the
do.
screen.
It's not very good. It's not very good for us. Usually, we have Brittany here. Oh, no, Brittany couldn't make it to Essen.
Which is too bad, because I like Brittany more than Mark.
Oh! Whatever. Sam
I said that out loud.
Now, we have an empty chair here. Now, we're planning on...
I wish Brittany was here.
Yeah, we're planning on having our guests sit right here when they show up. So, and now it's not on them. Something went wrong with the video, but we got it all straight now. Okay, so right, first of all, first thing you need to know about Essen, which you probably already know, it's huge, right? There is, what is it? I think the last numbers I got was something like 1,900 people, like 1,900 people. Like, yeah. No, not 1,000, sorry. 190,000 people.
Yeah, so last year
190,000
was
people.
around 189,000 people.
Yeah.
So I think they're expected this year is around 200,000 people. In contrast, Gen Con this year broke a record and got like 70,000.
And that was busy.
That was crazy at Gen Con. And so Gen Con at one of its busiest years ever, if not its busiest, at 70,000. Essen is projected to be at 200,000 people.
Yeah. And a heads up, if you're ever going to go to Essen, Michael Coe,
the CEO of Gamelyn Games.
CEO of Gamelyn Games. He showed me the secret paths, which is like these in-between voids, in between all the giant halls that almost nobody takes.
Yeah, very few people know about it.
There's a few smokers that know about it, right? And
like the breezeway.
Yeah, and that's it. But yeah, you just walk through and they're connected. It's like it's like the heart of it, right?
So the halls of Essen, you can see kind of on the screen, they go like 1, 2, 3, space 4, 5, 6. So they're all kind of centrally located, but it ends up like here.
Yeah.
That this is start and it goes like that. But the breezeway is right in the middle, and so you can really access almost all of the halls from the breezeway. But yeah, very few people know about it.
Yeah, like Michael's a pro, man. Like he was like, yeah, you just come in here, and then we're just gonna go through this unmarked door, and boom, there's where you need to be.
Yeah.
Okay, here's the story. So, the reason I'm here with the Gamelyn crew is Board Game Coffee is helping out at the Gamelyn booth. So
Yes.
if you are at Essen, come on down, check it out, say hi, try a demo of Defenders, right?
Demo of Defenders, check out Tiny Epic Mechs.
Yep.
Tiny Epic Dinosaurs is on Kickstarter right now, which we'll talk about a little bit later.
Yeah, we will. It's good stuff. So I'm helping out at the booth. And here's the thing. I've never been to Essen. And I decided, before the show opens up, I'm going to go venture out, right? I'm going to go check out the show. Use this, publisher privilege of being in there early.
Because we did get you an exhibitor badge.
Yeah.
So you get in an hour early before the general public does. And
So I went and I checked things out. And I was like, okay. The very first, I didn't tell you this. First thing I did when I got there, which you know this part, but is I got there and Sammy boy here, he's showing off his copy of Azul Summer Pavilion, right? So he's like, you got to get this, right? Because it's awesome. So I was like, all right, well, that's
new
what
copy of Azul from Plan B Games. Of course you have to get it.
So I was like, all right. So when I get there and I get it, right? And they have they were cool about it. They didn't know anybody and no vendors. Because sometimes booths get that.
They do, but sometimes they won't sell to other publishers
Yeah.
because they wait specifically for the audience to come.
Which I get it, but we also are the audience. Just
We
because
are. I'm a huge consumer.
Just
of
because
board
we're
games.
running a booth doesn't mean we're not the audience. We are.
Yeah.
And anyways, so I went there, picked up my coffee and copy of it, and walked back.
I wanted you to pick me up a coffee, but that didn't happen.
No, it didn't happen. So I picked up my
didn't
coffee.
vocalize that.
You thought it.
I did.
So my coffee senses, my spider coffee
Yeah.
senses to go off. So I brought Azul back. And the thing is, I got turned around. I was like, how do I get, okay, there's hall 4. I got it. But it was empty. The place was empty. And I got it back. And I get there.
Because Gamelyn is in Hall 4.
Yeah.
Our booth, if you want to come and find us, 4-I115.
Yeah, so I had a hard time getting back. But I did get back. And when I got back, you guys were kind enough to tell me, he's like, oh, did you get the promo? I was like, what promo? And they're like, there's a promo. It's a little green bag. It's on the thing. Hold on. Let me see that. Sam, keep him entertained. Dance.
Okay. Whoa. Okay. I don't know about the dancing. My dancing skills are not great. But he is currently he's throwing Azul on the bed.
What?
Willy-nilly.
Sam, catch.
Oh, God. Here it is. Okay. This is kind of cool. Mark got the Essen special release of the new Azul Summer Pavilion. It has German and English and will only be sold at Essen Spiel.
Cool, right? I haven't even played Stained Glass yet, but Sam tells me it's awesome.
It's fantastic.
And then here's the thing. Here's this thing, right? Now, I didn't get this at first. I didn't know this was an option. It's a little green baggy, a little promo. And so, Sam told me, he's like, did you get that? And I was like, no. And
Because I got it the day before.
Yeah, and he was
for
like,
myself and Nathan from Gamelyn Games, because both of us are big Azul fans, and we've gotten our copies at Essen.
And they were both like, what's wrong with you? So I was like, I didn't know. So I went back, I got the little bag, and this came in the little bag, little cardboard bits. Now, since I haven't played the game, I can't actually tell you what their bits are, but there's 4 of them. Little promo and little rule book inside there. So I got that. So everything's under control. Got that. That was cool.
But I love the fact that you came to the booth, and we're like, did you get the promo? Because you didn't have a bag. You just had the box.
Yeah, I was just walking around with this.
And said, did you get the promo? And your face looked at us and then just dropped.
Right? And
what are you talking about?
And we're getting to danger zone time, right? Because it's almost opening. Mm-hmm. And I was like, I had this vision. It's like, like when you go to Gen Con. And if you're not at the booth when it opens, you're done. You're not getting anything. They brought their limited 30 copies or whatever they had. Mm-hmm. I'm looking at you, Unmatched, and then
calling them out by name. I'm not going to be a part of that.
Unmatched. Ours was great. We got our copy. Brittany worked hard. We did it. It was great. But yeah, so I went back, got that thing. It was excellent. So, how was Essen so far? So here's the thing. The hotel we're staying at is the...
we are at the Atlantic Congress.
That thing. Atlantic
right
Congress.
outside of the Essen Spiel.
Yeah, like the outside window, we can see the entrance.
the Messe Essen.
Yeah, so it's great. So we got a great location. I hear it's pricey though. To stay here, it's a little bit. So
We want to make sure we're prepared for the show.
we're getting called. Hold on, we're getting a phone call.
That's our
We got a live call.
room.
Hold on, Sam. I got this. I'm sure.
Okay.
Hold on.
He's answering in Spanish, and we're in Germany.
Sorry. Oh, 1 second. It's open.
Is someone at our door?
Yeah.
So we're in the hotel. Obviously recording this because there's not a lot of other places.
Another door. We'll be right back.
Oh, I don't know where he's going. So we're live on Board Game Coffee. Yes, we're at the Atlantic Congress, so we are very close to the entrance. It is very easy for us to get in. This year, actually, at Essen Spiel, they opened up a new entrance for us. So they opened up a new entrance. Nathan has just arrived, which is fantastic. He's brought me a fresh drink. So there's Nathan. Awesome. So now that Nathan is here, he should be able to monitor the comments.
Yes.
Mark's got a beer. I've got a scotch.
I'm gonna have to owe Michael for this. I'm just grabbing it from the fridge.
So now we have to look up the
Yeah,
Board
which
Game
one?
Coffee
We're
video.
trying to find this. You know. Oh, there it is.
I'm getting a bottle opener.
Oh, it's into the twist off. We're a mess here.
We're in Germany. There's no twist offs here.
Oh, thanks.
Oh look, there's the live video.
This is great service. Excellent. Thanks, Nate.
Nate is a fantastic bartender.
He is. Gamelyn, man, they're on the ball.
Also as a side note, Nate is a fantastic chef.
Thank you, Sam. Thank you.
Yes, he makes some of the best food I have ever had. Because we know each other, we work together, we're very good friends. He's made me many a meal, and it is wonderful. Things that I never thought that I would like.
All fresh, natural.
Nice. Next time we go to a hotel together, I'm bringing you a hibachi.
Yeah, I love hibachi. I'll make you very nice.
We got another guest at the door.
Oh, another guest is at the door. This is like a game show.
It is.
Oh,
They're just dropping
we've got a
in.
new person coming in.
Come in. Anybody else out there? Bring them in. So
Who's showed up now?
you just keep knocking on the door. All right. So we're good.
I think we've got a chair
Michael,
for this.
join us.
For this
All
next
right.
person.
Michael
Dun,
Coe.
dun, dun, dun,
Michael Coe,
dun.
CEO of Gamelyn Games.
A little late to the show, sorry.
That's all right.
That's fine.
He was out doing important things in the gaming world, making sure we have all of the new tiny epics we need.
And about to go to bed.
No,
yeah,
because
Because more important things need to happen, and I need some sleep.
It's
true.
about 1:20 in the morning here in Germany.
Yeah, it's late. So
We have Dessa saying the new Azul looks cool.
Yeah.
Raise your hand if you're a Gamelyn person that has the new Azul.
Oh, Nathan's raising his hand, but somebody is
How
not.
about everybody in this room that has the new Azul?
Everybody but Michael Coe.
How about anyone that has played and appreciated Azul in any of its iterations?
Yes, absolutely. Nathan's raising his hand.
All right, there we go.
So-
I just needed to make something up to include myself.
I can attest he has played at least Azul Stained Glass of Sintra, because I have played with him.
And
I haven't
appreciated
played
it. And
Stained Glass.
appreciated it.
Okay, so
It's a good game.
so
It's a very good
nobody's played this one yet, right? No one's played this one.
I haven't tried it. I just picked it up yesterday.
Okay,
Right.
So between
Yesterday was the first day you ever could buy it, yeah?
I believe so.
Yes.
oh, excellent.
Yeah.
All right,
What
so
is that? What is y'all? Anyway, move on.
all right. Well, if you had to, just in case anybody's wondering,
love Nate.
between Vanilla Azul and Stained Glass, which would you like best?
Stained glass for sure, 100%.
Irrelevant because I've only played stained glass.
So definitely like Stained
Stained
Glass
Glass.
better. So, all right. So I haven't played Stained Glass. I've only played Vanilla Azul, and we've got a review on our channel. I liked it. It was all positive. I haven't played Stained Glass yet, but clearly everybody else likes it.
I like that you call it Vanilla Azul instead of just Azul.
It's just Azul.
It's Vanilla Azul.
It's from my, I think it's from my video game background, right? Because you talk about like the basics. It's always like the vanilla version.
Yeah,
of it.
right.
So, yeah. So it comes out. Sorry, it's great. It's not, I'm not downing Azul. It's awesome. All right.
I will say Azul Stained Glass of Sintra though took everything to a whole new level. I absolutely loved it. I can't wait for
We got comments. Nate's all over this.
Yes.
for the Summer Pavilion
A lot of
and the
people love us.
promo that you went back for.
So yeah, the problem we went back. So what we've covered while you guys were gone. So we covered just Essen in general. You know, it's big. There's a lot of people. And the lower the numbers get in the halls, the more crowded it gets.
You talk about your secret passages that you like
Yeah,
to know
So
about.
that is really critical. I
So
always
you're like-
tell that to everyone
like a-
who says it's their first show. I'm like, the first thing I got to tell you is about this breezeway that connects to every hall. It's
He's like
so
a
critical.
navigation
You walked me through
master.
like a tour guide last year.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
It was
yeah.
I have to learn his secrets.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
we
No, I kind of like falsify a sense of pride about knowing about that, but I share it with everyone.
Well, that's the thing. Like, when you showed me, I was like, oh, this is great. I got this, right? And then I went
Yeah.
through, and then I clearly did not have it, right? I was like in some crazy Alice in Wonderland maze. Like, I went in there, I was like, this is amazing. That's obviously my door. And somehow, I swear to God, I went through the door and ended up in the door that I just came out of. Like, that's what it felt like, right? It was like some crazy trippy Alice in Wonderland thing. It did not do
I'm a
well.
little self-conscious thinking that I just didn't explain it well enough, and I failed at explaining a breezeway.
Anybody that actually knows me knows I'm geographically impaired. I can't speak. Geographically impaired, and yeah.
I'm not. I'm an Eagle Scout.
Still,
I'm still an Eagle Scout.
that lasts
Still
your
an
whole
Eagle
life.
Scout. Once an Eagle Scout, always an Eagle Scout. So,
That's an inside joke. We won't go into that.
thing is, so far while we've been in Essen, the prep up before it was great because we got to meet a lot of people, right? And there's so many people here. Well, not meet, but meet up with people, like people
Yeah.
we've known
See
before.
people, have conversations with them.
Yeah, just connect.
And especially for like I don't know about you guys, like because you guys are American. I feel like all you Americans in my head, you guys are all together. Like you guys in cafeteria. Like somehow there's some like that's what it feels like.
We all meet up for drinks at 5
because every
o'clock.
time I look online,
Yeah,
I feel like
sure,
all you
like,
guys are
right,
together
right.
all the time.
Like
right?
if any of us bust into a random song, it's Flintstones. We all know it's going to be
Yeah.
that song, and we all join in.
So, but for me, I feel like in Canada, like I feel like the only person I got that's close to me is like Rodney, and he's nowhere close to me. Canada's
Rodney.
big.
Well, and what you
I
found
love
out is that
Rodney.
Daryl Andrews, the designer of one of the award-winning Grata, is very close to you.
He is. He's
So
like an hour away.
Yeah, you were able to meet Daryl Andrews.
So
here at,
I had to
Essen
come-
Spiel.
All the way to Germany to meet Daryl Andrews, designer of Sagrada, who lives an hour away from me, which was that was awesome. But yeah, while we're here, I got to catch up with a lot of people that I haven't met before. These guys, always great.
Hey, you met me.
Yeah.
So Chris,
I said catch up. I said catch
Never
up.
met this guy.
Oh,
Chris. All right.
Chris is gonna put you on the spot. He says that Mark, you have a horrible sense of humor. Prove him wrong.
Whoa!
All right. I will vouch that he does not have a horrible sense of humor.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hey.
Mike.
He said some pretty good zingers
Hmm.
the past couple of days.
If you need to borrow an opinion, borrow mine. He does not have a horrible sense of
Thank you.
humor.
So yeah, while we're here, I got to meet up with Bonacor again, which is great. He's a good guy. Bonacor.
Stephen Bonacore of
Stephen
Stronghold
Bonacor
Games.
from Stronghold Games. He's great people.
The legend.
The legend
The
of
legend.
the industry.
The man himself.
I
He's
love
good.
I enjoy having conversations with him about Scotch.
And you guys have met Vassal before, right? I've never met Vassal.
Yeah,
Tom
you had
Vassal from
mentioned
Dice
that.
Savage.
Yeah, you had mentioned that.
We've talked over emails, but I've never met him in person.
No, Tom Vassal's very down to earth.
Yeah, he seems like a really nice guy. So
No,
you guys
he's
have,
approachable.
Yeah.
He's awesome.
if you guys haven't met Vassal, if you ever see him, just go up and talk to him. He's very.
He's very the first time I met him, I just went up and I was starstruck. I was like, "Oh, hi Tom, I'm Sam," and he was just just wanted to chat, which doesn't happen with everybody, but he just wanted to chat and was very friendly. I was very impressed with the first time I met Tom.
Yeah, and we also bumped into Eric Lang again. It's always cool bumping into Eric, but he's a hard man to get a hold of, right?
One of my favorite designers.
Yeah.
One of my favorite designers.
He's great, but he's hard to get because he's like you talk to him for 10 seconds before somebody's like Eric, and he's
right, that's not to speak to the fact that he's not down to earth like Tom, because he is.
yeah.
He's awesome.
Yeah, Eric's a great guy.
He's just everybody's. It's a
Yeah.
resource management game for his time.
He's like a superstar, man.
I will say, as a side note, tiny little story about Eric Lang specifically.
All right.
One of the times that I went to BGG, and this was probably 3 or 4 years ago, I had met him and I talked to him and mentioned that I was a big fan of Blood Rage. And he came down the elevator to where one of the play halls was. And he saw me and recognized that we had spoken before. And he was like, "Hey, and this actually was the prototype for Rising Sun. But he's like, "Hey, I'm going to be playing this prototype in a couple of minutes over here in this hall. Do you want to join?" And I was flabbergasted because it was just something that I was a nobody who he had met once before, and he approached me and said, "Hey, I know you like this. Do you want to try this prototype?" And I was like, "Absolutely." I also tried the prototype of Victorian Masterminds. I wasn't able to try Rising Sun, but I was able to try Victorian Masterminds. But that threw out to me. It was an amazing experience. I was stunned.
Have you actually ever been a nobody though? Like you put that out there, you know. But maybe you've always been a somebody. I don't know about that.
What do you got?
So non-board game related, but I'm gonna go ahead and let Sam
Nate's
answer
talking
this.
off screen.
Yeah. So Joe said in America you use ketchup on fries.
Absolutely, I use ketchup on
I
fries.
do not.
What?
I do not.
No.
Get off the show.
You have eaten ketchup off of my fries. He's out of here.
Okay, I had pass.
I'm okay with being out of here.
We're in
I do
Germany.
not use that.
We're in Germany. I'm sorry. We'll let it pass.
Europe,
We'll let it pass.
many people use mayo.
It's
mayonnaise.
all about the mayo.
They use mayonnaise on fries. And
Actually, I don't use mayo either.
No,
it's
that's
surprisingly
I like
okay.
American Ranch.
It's surprising that he is a ranch fan. He'll eat ranch on just about anything. But I do just about. But I do love ketchup with fries.
Not
but I
with
also
breakfast.
had
No ranch with breakfast ever.
I had some mayo with fries today when I was out grabbing lunch, and it was just fine. Would I have preferred ketchup? Probably. Maybe a ketchup mayo.
He actually
hybrid.
had ketchup. He just didn't notice it.
Oh, come on.
I still ate your fries and I used the mayo. We both enjoyed it.
We both enjoyed the
Yeah,
mayo.
neither of us actually needed ketchup.
All right. Well,
Mark doesn't know what's happening.
thanks
right
for
now.
joining us for the Board Game French Fry podcast. Anyways,
Mayo's good, ketchup's better.
so okay, next topic. So one thing I wanted to mention is I've mentioned this before, where actually I'm helping you guys at the booth.
Yes.
And the booth is good. The Gamelyn Games booth. You're in Hall 4. I think you mentioned that. already.
4-I115?
And you're killing it.
4-112.
If you want to be mesmerized by a nice set of eyes, you got to come and visit this guy.
Yes.
Trying to do my second.
He'll give you a demo of Tiny Epic Defenders.
I'll just
He'll
look
tell you
at
about
your
Tiny
We
Epic
don't have
Nets.
proper lighting to
Yeah.
reinforce what I just said.
Yeah.
Check out some of his other videos to confirm.
Yes.
So, but yeah, working at the booth has been great. Now, one thing I wanted to mention before I go into there. Earlier, I mentioned how I was trying to use the path and I didn't figure it out. I went to go get a Zool, and when I got back, I kind of got a little lost, but the hall was empty. So now, early on, we were taking shifts to be more, so everybody gets a chance to check out the show. So I went out to check out the show. You know, I got a demo of Death May Die, which we will talk about later.
Of Cthulhu Death May Die from Simon Games.
Death May Die. So I got a demo of that. And then I was like, okay, I gotta go. I got 10 minutes. It's only like a 5-minute, 3-minute. It's not a long walk, right? I can get there, no problem. I somehow ended up from Hall, what are they, in Hall 1?
Who?
Simon?
1 or 2.
All I'm
Come
thinking
on.
is that if you say it's 3 minutes, it's always 15 minutes.
Yeah, okay.
I'm not even up to date with what we're talking about. I'm stuck on that.
This is I remember my first Essen.
It's crazy, man.
I think Simon is in Hall 2.
Okay, so
Or
Hall
Come
2.
On.
Come on.
They go by Come On now.
So, whatever hall they were in, I was there. I was playing Death May Die. I was like, I got 10 minutes. Time to go back. Now, with the hall full,
He was late.
If I-
he was late.
if I
10
got
minutes to go back.
if I
That's
got
funny.
if I got lost with nobody in the hall,
10 minutes is the booth next door.
man, did I get lost with people in the hall? Like I ended up in Hall 3 times. Like I went like, okay, I'm in Hall 3. There's an arrow to Hall 2 because I'm in Hall 2. There's another door over there. Where's that go? Somehow I'm in Hall 3 again. Okay, Michael showed me the arrow, the walkway. Went into the walkway. Come out. I'm in Hall 3 again. I was like, I don't understand. Where is Hall 4? It's like a Bermuda Triangle, and every door leads to Hall 3.
I felt so confident when I showed you.
Because
I'm so self-conscious about that.
what do you got, Nate?
What's been hot at the Gamelyn Games booth?
Oh!
What's
So
hot? What's hot? What's new?
What's hot?
So we have a couple of things that have been really hot at the Gamelyn Games booth. One of them is we've been demoing Tiny Epic Defenders, which was actually revealed last year. The second edition of Tiny Epic Defenders, full co-op, Castle Events co-op. But Mark here has been doing a great job demoing it for
Thanks,
our
guys.
customers. They've loved it because it's a great co-op. But some of our new stuff is Tiny Epic Mechs, which is the first time it will be at Essen Spiel.
Great game.
Item meeples, power suits, you can upgrade, you have really awesome things. Arena combat style programming game. But also we have some prototypes there. So we have a prototype of Tiny Epic Dinosaurs, which is on Kickstarter right now. So if you haven't looked at it, go to Kickstarter right now. It's Tiny Epic Dinosaurs, worker placement game with a dinosaur kicker. It's really, really good.
Okay,
If
so
you're around here, come check it out.
if you ever want
Absolutely.
to run your dino ranch, pick up Tiny Epic Dinosaurs. Like, it's great.
Exactly. And also we have production copies of Tiny Epic Tactics and Ultra Tiny Epic Kingdoms and Galaxies.
Which is all a tease, right? Because you guys have it there, and everybody's like, "Ooh, I want that," and then you're like, "No."
It's not for sale because
Well, not forever.
yeah,
not forever.
just for now because we want to deliver to our Kickstarter backers.
yeah.
Which I appreciate that, and you know what? And like, I get when people come to the booth and like, "Ooh, I want tactics," and you're like, "No, we're doing a Kickstarter backers," and they're like, "But I'm here." I get it, right? Because they want it because it's good and they want to play it, and I get it. But at the same time, as a what do they call power backers, super backers on
Super
Kickstarter?
backers.
On Kickstarter, like super backer like 3 times over. As a super backer, when I hear that the games I backed are getting like sold at these cons before I get them, it really gets to me. Like in the back of my like, I get why it's done.
I get that.
I get why it's done,
I
but
get
at the
that.
same time, I was like,
I backed a lot of projects.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and that's one thing.
Historically, if that kind of thing ever comes up for us in the position of creating projects, we communicate it, we ask our backers about it. It's not something that we are set in stone about, regardless.
Yeah.
And we use the feedback and then we incorporate that into our final decision.
But I respect that. Like I like the message that we are going to serve our backers first,
Yes.
right? Because they backed us.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I like that. Like
Absolutely.
With Gamelyn Games, our backers are so important to us that we value them honestly as kind of a part of the company. That we look at their input that they give on the Kickstarter and we take that to heart. I mean, one example on Tiny Epic Dinosaurs, for instance, is someone brought up the idea of, hey, you have this artwork for ranchers. We would love to see some different artwork for that. You know, that all of these ranches on the opposite side of the player boards are different. You're dealt 2 at the beginning of the game. You get to choose one as far as which ranch you want to play, and the other one is flipped over to a side.
Yeah.
But all of the artwork for the ranches is the same. You know, multiple people came in and said, I would love to see some different artwork. And you know what happened is the next day,
So we started exploring it.
yeah, Michael came into the office.
So-
I'm answering emails, and he says, hey, you know, some of our backers suggested this. I think this would be a really cool thing to explore.
Well, let's
what
see
do you
what
guys
it's
think?
like, right? Like,
Yeah.
let's kind of flesh it out, see if it, is going to be sensible, and
now, what I think is
I don't want to delay is the thing. Right?
Exactly. We don't want to
Right.
delay it, but we want to take our
Yes.
backers.
Yeah, but
Well, one thing what
Yeah.
I appreciate about companies and it's like every company I've ever heard that's done this, the fact that you like, and not everybody gets this, is that companies like listen to their like there are companies out there that they do listen to whatever he's saying. You guys listen to it and they try it out. It's like people are asking for the the different art on the different sides, and you try it out. It might work out, it might not, but the fact that you give it a try is great. The fact that people are listening, like there's a lot of companies that are out there that are listening, and I think there are a lot of people that do understand, but other people don't understand that there's a time limit for that, right? It's not like you hear like, oh, we want to try different artwork on the beginning. How hard is it to try new artwork and just give it to us?
Sure.
But it's like there's a process for that, so it's not instant, right? You
Sure.
comment first, somebody's got to find that comment, got to take it in, right? You see, and there's a whole process, and then you got to like talk about it. How is this going to work with the logistics of it? What are the art going to do? 'Cause
Sure.
it's not you're just gonna like toss an artist on a project that you're just gonna toss.
no, well,
willy-nilly,
that's
right?
that's one of the many new values of crowdfunding, right? Like,
Yeah.
in the old days, it just is what it is,
Mhm.
and they're going to do what they're going to do, and you may like it or you may not, right?
Yeah.
But crowdfunding has introduced that connectivity between end user and creator, and that's something that we at Gamelyn Games and me personally have it's not only been critical in making our products better, but I've enjoyed it on a personal level because I see so many repeated backers. I see the same kind of people every time, and we start talking, and it's fantastic, and I love it. And it's a social experience that I would not want to go without.
You know, one thing that I think is a misconception between people who are, which most people who are disconnected, who just love board games, but they're disconnected from you guys, the people who are making the games, right? Is you and I get it. You picture like, I bought this thing. It's some like big corporation putting this thing. It's this thing I got. If you don't, well, not everybody gets that. It's you guys putting this together, right? It's like a small crew who is really like intimate with the project, right? And
And we're passionate about it.
Yeah, and they're passionate.
We want to make it the best for our backers as well as for us. We want to make games that we want to play.
Yeah, and I feel that's like a true message for a lot of companies, which I think like there are people who understand it, and then there's the odd people who just don't get it. And I get it, right, because they're used to like, I bought a Sony TV and Sony's like huge and like this TV's crap, so blah blah. But not like, it's not like that in the board game. Like it's a much smaller community, right?
Yeah,
Right. And we'll
totally.
speak to that now.
Oh,
Break.
right,
No,
break.
Nate on.
Comment break.
Nate's on.
Let's all say a big hey to Joseph.
Hi, Joseph. Hey, Joseph.
Joseph,
Hey,
what's up?
Joseph. Who's Joseph?
It doesn't matter.
Well,
Nate.
Joseph, thanks for
Good on.
watching.
Thanks, Joseph. All right, so.
So what's been the coolest thing about Spiel for you?
You know what?
Like, this is your first show.
Yeah, this is
Yeah.
this
Like,
is the first.
like walk us through it,
So
because
here's
that's crazy. My first show was so many years ago, I completely forgot what it was.
So here's the thing with Spiel. Excuse me, that beer is.
You better have another swig.
So
He had one beer.
it's empty.
One beer.
It's empty.
You
So
need some scotch?
no, I'm good. So here's the thing. It's overwhelming at first, right? So like,
Nate needs some scotch.
so it's a little overwhelming at first. Like I'm there.
You finish it. I got
And
another one.
if I'm not at the booth with
It's
you guys,
never-ending drinks.
if I'm not at the booth with these guys, like
Yeah, what?
a few hours in,
Ow.
where'd you get that? Did that plant grow that drink? Like it just. I feel
Yeah, it populated out of nowhere. In case anyone's curious, this is an Oban 14 year. It's delicious.
So like, yeah, I've enjoyed it, but at the same time, there's so much. I'm just kind of like wandering around, and it's too much. I'm like a kid in a candy store, and I don't know what I want. I was like, should I take this? But if I eat this candy, am I gonna get full before I have this one? There's only there's limited time, right? And I end up
Have
doing
you
nothing.
been, have you been to Gen Con?
Yes.
Okay, so what's the difference? Does Gen Con feel the same?
No, this is the thing. I mentioned this earlier in the video where it was Gen Con. I get a sense of its size by looking down the hallway, right?
Mhm.
But at Essen, it's like all
You look
these
down the
separate
hallway
rooms.
6 times.
Yeah, well, there's all these separate rooms, right? So it's like, okay,
Yeah.
I see the end of this.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
doesn't mean nothing. That's a wall that's separating me from 6 or 7 other rooms that are just like this.
Okay, so it's like taking Gen Con, dissecting it into 7 sections, and adding rush hour traffic in between each
Yeah.
section.
Yeah, and it's
Rush
like
hour traffic from like LA.
like,
you know?
like I've been through rooms 1 to like 6 today, and the higher the number gets, the lower the traffic, the easier it is to navigate. When you get to 1, it's like that. It's like you're just bumping into people, and then you're done. Then you have to use Michael's magic airways or whatever.
But you
it's
have to
called.
like part the crowd to get there. You just kind of walk and
Yeah.
like hope that you can.
I am
through the
happy
crowd.
I did not bring a backpack. Like I've brought my board game backpack before. I'm happy because I'm more nimble, right? I can just cut through and just bob.
You got to
and
be
weave,
able to
and I'm
traverse,
good. Yeah.
to cut and cut
Okay,
and
did you
run.
see a game, or are you here looking for a game that's at Spiel that you're interested in?
You know, that's the. I wanted to save that question for the end, as in. But I'll give you some.
Here I go, messing it all up.
I'll give some people some to like.
I'm just curious in the moment. is
Personally,
all.
no, that's the thing. Like I came here was like, I wanted to try Godspeed. Actually, I heard there was a demo Godspeed,
And,
but I never
and
found it.
Pandasaurus is right next to us.
But I didn't see Godspeed being demoed there, so I wanted to come because I backed Godspeed on Kickstarter. It looks like a game that's right up my alley, and Pandasaurus is right across from.
I did see the
Games,
owner
yeah.
of Pandasaurus walking by with a copy of Godspeed.
But I didn't see the demo set up, so either I missed it, like when I went too early because all I saw was I can't remember. They had like 2 games, neither of them were Godspeed. So that's what I want to check out. So that's what I want to do. But if you guys think about this, at the end, we're gonna ask the question. I'm gonna ask it now, so you can think about it, and then you can answer whatever you want. Is what should we be looking at while we're at Essen? Like, what do you guys want to know about?
Tell Mark what to go and see.
Yeah,
Yes.
right. What are we missing?
And okay, so I'm just checking out my notes. Oh, and a little side note. For food, I did try the food trucks. I don't know if I went to the right place because it seemed like there was a lot of falafels.
There were a lot of falafel.
There's a lot of falafel.
There's a lot. There's more falafel. There, I did not recognize nearly as much falafel last year as there was this year.
So
there was a lot of falafel.
I wasn't into a
Do you
falafel.
want French fries, falafels, or French fries and falafels?
Yeah. So what I found a little booth that was like, oh, they have
I think Nate has a comment.
Nate.
Yes. So, Sam,
Yes.
what are your top 5 single malt scotch?
Oh, my top 5 single malts.
Wow.
Wow, this is a turning point that I am very much in favor of.
Yes. Diana's excited to know.
Diana, my top 5 single malts, and I may miss a couple here, but I'm going to do my best. Right here, I have an Oban 14 year, which is fantastic. That is definitely in my top 5. I'm also a big fan of the Glenlivet 15 year, the Glenfiddich 15 year, which are actually owned by the same parent company. But anyway, that's 3. I love Bunnahabhain, which is Bunnahbain, I believe. Bunnahabhain 12 year is fantastic. And then a very cheap single malt, which I do find is very delicious, is Glenmorangie. A 10-year Glenmorangie, very affordable, but a very good single malt that is quite affordable and a little bit sweet. It's a bit of a sweeter scotch. So those are my 5 probably top single malts.
Great question, Diane. I'm going to note that for his next birthday. I'm going to start at number 5
Next
and work up.
Next question. What do you want for Christmas?
Oh, Nate's got another one.
Nate, what do you got?
Not necessarily a question, but Dessa just wants to ensure that Mark has a good spiel.
Oh, thanks, Tessa.
I hope you have a good spiel too.
Yeah. So far, working at your booth has been great. Like meeting people, whoever has come down to the Gamelyn's Game booth has been great. Like everybody's been awesome. Like the demos for Defenders have gone super well. Everybody's been really open, and it's been great. Like talking to people, like everybody that shows up at the show, everyone's just super awesome.
And everyone in Europe is very nice.
Well, they're just happy.
Very, very
they're
nice.
just happy that there's no shipping.
Yeah.
Like that's fantastic.
Yeah.
That's because we're a U.S. based company.
And
So
shipping
that's
to
really
Europe
great.
is expensive.
So-
Oh, and if
they
you
love
guys if you guys are watching this and you're at Essen, check out the deal on the giant like Heroes of Lander and Sea. Like you guys got the big box.
Yeah,
Yes.
we always mark things down for the show because we understand and appreciate what it takes and costs to be at a show.
And you got some great deals on mats too. The mats are
Absolutely.
awesome.
Yes.
Everything.
So if you're looking for any tiny epic mats for whatever, well, you're sold out of Defender mats, right?
Did we?
I don't remember.
If we did, that's news to me, but I hope you did.
Oh man, whatever. But anyways,
but I will
come-
say, as far as if you are in Europe,
If tomorrow morning that's true, I'm going to give you a really big hug.
if you are in Europe, the nice thing about backing us on Kickstarter is we can make special accommodations for you as a Kickstarter backer at Gamelyn Games that we're going to give you customs-friendly shipping. We can't promise that with aftermarket products because they're going to be shipping from the US, but we do make special accommodations because we appreciate you as a Kickstarter backer. Our Kickstarter backers, as we talked about before, are so important to us. And so if you back now, like with Tiny Epic Dinosaurs on Kickstarter, you do get promised that customs-friendly shipping. Now, hopefully you don't get ever charged anything, but if you did, we will take care of it, Gamelyn Games, because that's how much that you as our backer mean to us.
That was emotional like that.
I know.
Sam, what else scotch do you like? Other than it starts with Glen.
I slipped him €20 to say all that.
Other than it starts with Glen.
Wow, so there's Scotch questions. I love this. Other than something that starts with Glen, what Scotches do I love? So if we're looking at a non-single malt, a Johnny Walker Blue Label is fantastic. It's a very expensive Scotch, but it's quite delicious. As far as other Scotches that perhaps I didn't mention, Tomatin is actually an award-winning Scotch that's very good. It's got some interesting and unique flavors.
Tomatin sounds strong.
Yeah.
It does
There's
sound
there's an Achentoschen, which is a little bit of a sweeter Scotch. It's got some very strong vanilla flavors that I very much enjoy. I mean, I could go on and on about Scotches.
Right. So we're getting some comments that everybody is looking very sharp tonight.
Oh, it's because
thank you.
we went to
This
dinner.
man is looking sharper than all of us.
Well, I mean, that's a given.
Well, here's the thing.
We met with some good friends.
We got a comment. Have you had to buy a new suitcase yet? Sam specifically.
I have not bought a new suitcase yet this year. I did buy one last year. I don't know who's commenting on this, but I did buy a new suitcase last year because I got too many games at Essen Spiel last year that I had to buy a new suitcase before our flight out to be able to fit all of the games that I was bringing back. Hopefully I don't have to do this this year.
And
I packed accordingly to be able to accommodate some more games.
As far as the dressed comment, yesterday we went out and I had like a Michael Jackson t-shirt and jeans, and these guys were all like blazers and shirts and whatever. So I was like, okay, fine. So I'm the slob of the group. That's great. And then today I was like, all right, I got my vest, I got my shirt, and then like
and then we all lounge it down.
and then Nate shows up in his pajamas practically.
Oh, come on. He had a nice blue jeans on, and he had a nice shirt. It wasn't like dressed to the nines in that.
Okay, but being that it's your first spiel, do you regret or have you brought an extra suitcase, or do you regret having not brought one?
No, I didn't bring an extra suitcase, and I haven't regretted. Thing is, like, if I can get my hands on some like an early release thing, then I'll get it. So there's been no regrets so far because all I have is Zool. There's enough room in my bag for
Well, I know that this is in your notes, so I'll bring it up now. There's a tavern game that we looked at as we were leaving the hall that you mentioned.
I can never remember what it's called. I just know it as the tavern game.
And then Brittany texted you and said, "We need that. Get it."
Yes. So that'll be coming. So far, as far as like Azul and the tavern game, which I keep forgetting what it's called, there's enough room in my suitcase for those two so far.
But also, I think this is funny, just as a side note. So Mark was heading back to our booth because he's like, okay, I'm gonna work so like Sam can go and eat lunch because I need to eat lunch sometimes. He was like, there's a line here. I'm gonna stand in line as I'm sitting at the booth, hungry, needing to get some French fries with mayonnaise. And he doesn't know what he's waiting for. No. Gets in line for the Wingspan expansion, and then you can finish it from there.
It was only available in German, so I did not get the Wingspan expansion.
But did you order some fries from him at least? Like if you
I didn't know he was hungry. I didn't know he was hungry.
I had been working at the booth for 4 hours, and it was noon.
Oh, come on. So, all right. So one of the things, like I mentioned, I wanted to get the Godspeed demo. And I haven't had a chance to yet, so maybe tomorrow that might change. The next thing is actually while I was walking around with Michael, we were looking for.
I feel bad your beer is gone. Do you want some scotch?
Yeah, sure. I'll drink.
Yeah, taste a little bit.
You were looking for younger games.
Yeah.
Right, and so we came across a few younger games, and we found Risk Junior looked really cool.
Yeah, it did.
Right, like I don't even know how to play Risk Junior, but in Risk Junior, these are little plastic ships and dice. You put the dice in them, and it's got a little lever. You flick it, and it launches like almost like a cannon, or something.
Out of your pirate ship.
Out of the pirate ship, and it lands and rolls the dice, which is really cool.
Pretty cool.
So I don't know how the game plays,
smitten.
but it was worth it just to flick the thing. It looked awesome.
It was good.
Okay, so. Guys, tell us.
Nate, did you have a comment that you wanted to share?
Yeah, I just wanted to share Joseph's comment. He just wanted to verify with everybody that he was one of the editors for Tiny Epic Galaxies Beyond the Black.
Oh, wow.
So,
Thank you.
Maybe check out what Joseph is doing.
Thank you very much.
I did like that expansion.
Yeah, well, it's been a bit, so thank you for sticking around, Joseph.
Yeah, no, Beyond the Black, personally, I think Beyond the Black is a great expansion. It adds in pilots. So everyone loves Tiny Epic Galaxies, right? But I feel like not enough people have tried the expansion. Adds in pilots. So you get unique ships. You get unique ship meeples that you can try out. You get unexplored space, so you can actually go out and explore new places. So there's new places to go with your ships. It adds a set collection element that adds more end game victory point scoring.
Yeah.
I mean, I personally, even before I worked for Gamelyn, because Beyond the Black is a little bit before my time with Gamelyn Games. When I played that initially with Galaxies, I was like, holy cow, that is That is an expansion that I need for a game.
Yeah, fun fact is before I met any of these guys, me and Brittany put together a top 5 competitive games, board games for couples, and Tiny Epic Galaxies was number 1. And after that, we expanded to Into the Black. And
We both did this.
Yeah,
it's great. You
Why
guys
did you choose the
guys-
same thing as me?
I don't know.
Trained. You only have like 3 expressions. It's like this.
We'll have to watch back on the video and see who did it first. Who was the mimic?
We hang out too much, so we just mimic each other.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're like a married couple.
Oh,
Oh, that's sweet.
he's a sweet man.
He didn't think that was that sweet. I can
No,
tell
I
his
do
face.
love this guy. No, I do love this guy.
But yeah, those like
We've put in a hell of a lot of work on Tiny Epic Dinosaurs to make it the best for our backers, and I think it's going to blow some people away.
yeah, it's a great work replacement. And it's got
Yeah, you did a
dinos.
video on it.
Yeah, we did. We have our
Yeah, check out Board Game Coffee's video preview of
you're
Tiny Epic
Check out the
Dinosaurs.
link right here, right here, right here, right here.
There's
Yeah,
no link.
there's
This
no
is a
link.
live video.
It's live
Well,
video.
yeah.
But
If you miss it by a millimeter, we're still sending you to the link.
There's links here and here.
and you know what's different? We did a lot more skits in that video. So if you hang in, I think it's like around the midway point, you'll meet Vincent. And
I love Vincent. Vincent was my favorite.
Yeah, so Vincent is special. So watch our Tiny Epic Dinosaurs video, and you'll meet Vincent.
It is worth a watch. I promise. If you're watching this live video and you have the time to watch us like rant and talk about Essen Spiel,
Yeah.
you have the time to watch about Tiny Epic Dinosaurs.
Or if you understand, any sort of like difference in time zones, it's way past my bedtime.
Oh yeah.
Spiel has been phenomenal.
Yes.
But if tomorrow's gonna be phenomenal, I have to go to sleep.
Okay. Well, if you gotta leave, that's fine. But let me tell you what the next thing I want to ask you guys about, and then you feel free to go to bed if you
All
have
right.
to.
All right.
And the next question is,
Is my decision based on how compelling what you say now is?
okay, recently, in the last 2 weeks, only recently have I started playing Tiny Epic Mechs,
Yes.
and I love it. I think it's great.
Totally compelled. Keep going.
I
I'm gonna
So-
stay up all night.
hear you're saying good things about our newest game. Yes, let's hear it.
Well, the thing is, like, if you guys have played any programming games, I never have, but I was always curious, right? And my sights have always been on like Mechs and Minions, but that's a hard to get a hold on. Like, you gotta order it. It's like a huge shipping cost. It looks amazing. I've heard good things about it.
Yeah.
But I never got a chance. It was like it's so out of reach, right? And then I got a hold of Tiny Epic Mechs, and I opened it. I was like, oh, this is it's a programming game, which is like, it's affordable,
Yes.
it's accessible. So like I was like, oh, this is awesome. So I was like, I got the thing I wanted, in like this tiny little box, and I loved it. Like, I've never played a programming game before, so Tiny Epic Mechs has been my first experience with it, and I love that chaos that you program and you're like, I've got this down. It's kind of like if you think of like chess and you're trying to think four moves ahead,
Yeah.
right? And then you're like, okay, I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna do this. But except you're programming for people that don't know what your moves are gonna be. So you're almost programming for what they think you're gonna do, and you're programming for what you think they're gonna do, and you set up your 4 moves and you're like, okay, go. I feel like it's the winding up that little toy robot, and you're like, fight. You're like, when you see what happens, but you program that, so it's like it's got that little bit
Good
of
analogy.
It's got that little bit of madness, that little bit of chaos, right? That is like exciting, and that's what I like to see. And I find it hilarious when I mess up, and it's like, well, part of it's okay. It's like, okay, I got into this fight a little sooner than I was ready for, but that's okay. I'm good. And I realized that, oh, they ended up in the space I'm going to next. I'm not so ready to do this again. And so it was like, so then all of a sudden, next thing you know, I was in my cool big mech, and now I'm out of my cool big mech because I got into way more fights than I calculated in my brain that I could do. But it's like, it's awesome. Even like when I mess up, it's great. You guys have that weapon. This is my favorite weapon so far. I haven't played with all
All
of
right,
them.
let's hear it.
My favorite weapon is the pink melee weapon where you can punch somebody out of a space.
Yes.
I love that thing. It's awesome. Nothing messes up somebody's programming plans more than just like, you're in that space now. Start from there. That's awesome. So it's great.
it gives
Vorpal spikes.
Yeah, and it's a good way to get rid of unwanted mines and
Yeah.
and what are they called?
Turrets.
Yeah, no, that's a hidden value that is awesome.
So it's great, and that's what I used it for. I was like, I need this out. So push you into that turret. That turret's gone. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
You know, one thing I noticed. I played mechs with Chris and Brittany, Board Game Coffee crew, And one thing that I was, I think it was Brittany that I was telling this to, was Chris. Oh, one of them. I was giving the tip to, because I was scoring a lot of points on my turrets because I had them on 3-point spaces, and you score twice the amount, right? So you get like
for
6 points
turrets,
per space. So I had 2, so I was getting like 12 points easy, just like bam, bam, bam. And they were avoiding them, and the reason they weren't getting the points is because I was running into their turrets to get them off the board, right?
Mhm.
So I was like, I'll take the hit so you don't get the points. I don't want you getting like 4 points or 8 points, whatever you're gonna get. So I'm just running into your turrets. I'll take the damage. I'd rather take the damage than you not get any points, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think that's a key strategy to the
Do you
game.
want a medal or something to present you with having played the game so awesomely?
I
I mean, you got the
do
game.
know you love talking about how well you beat
You
Brittany.
got the game.
That
I
would
mean,
be
that's
great.
what it's all about.
I'll
you
accept
know?
it.
It's so much about that.
Brittany, if you're watching, I'm getting a medal.
Medals for everyone. So a medal for you.
You get a medal, and you get a medal.
Tiny Epic Mechs. Why did this game happen? How is it doing before? How do you like it? What do you think? Go. Everything.
Yeah, well, mechs is fantastic. I've loved ideas of mechs and whatnot ever since I was a kid. So the idea of having a game set in the future where technology has just completely rewritten entertainment as we know it, and we have these fantastic like Olympian athletes that are, that part of it, the physical part of it still is actually important in this new technological future of sports is pretty compelling. And of course, adding an action programming kind of game to the line of the Tiny Epic series helps widen the breadth of what we offer in the series. And it was a lot of fun, truth be told, taking the classic meeple and putting him inside, putting it inside a mech suit or a power
There's
armor.
something very satisfying
And
about
it's
that.
just glorious. It's so much fun.
It brings you back to that, like when you're a child and you bought like the extra bits for your toys, and it's like you got that GI Joe whatever the hell it was, and he's like the aquatic one. So you slap on the helmet, and then you put on the things on him, and he's like buffed up.
All right, are we gonna play Tiny Epic Mechs now? Because I want to play Tiny Epic Mechs.
Like it's
let's get
Alright,
it
so
set up.
like when I play with
This live video has turned into a playthrough of Tiny
when I
Epic
play
Mechs.
with Brittany, it's like this. I'll give it. There is a little bit of that. Like, okay, I'm hopping into the giant mech, and I'm in my current mech suit. So there's that part where like, okay, I gotta stop, take this mech out, put him in the big mech. I've never heard nobody's ever complained that there's ever like a hiccup in gameplay or anything. Everybody's like, everybody's like giggling, putting it on, and they're putting all the weapons on it. Like it's awesome to do, right? Like I saw people coming by the booth and they were just playing with them, and you can make them look really cool. I think if you go to our Instagram, Board Game Coffee's Instagram channel, you'll see some cool pictures we did. Brittany, I had fun just watching Brittany. She was just like, I'm just gonna put this looks the coolest on her shoulder. I'm gonna put the sniper rifle here. So it was great. So anyways, Tiny Epic Mechs. If you guys are looking for a new Tiny Epic game, it's great. I'm a huge fan. It's you know what? So far, I'm gonna go as far as like Galaxies is my favorite Tiny Epic game. I think Tiny Epic Mechs might be my next for me.
Really?
I really enjoy it. Like I do.
Good.
Excellent.
Good. That's
So-
awesome.
So yeah, it was great. And that's the thing, like everybody has a different list, right? And everybody's made this list. Like if you play
Yeah.
Tiny Epic games and you have Tiny Epic collection, you're like, what's your favorite, right?
Yeah.
But none of them, you never get to the bottom, you're like, oh, that's the crappy one. It's like, no, if you have to make a choice, gun to your head, you have to make a choice. They're all good. I just like this one best. Right? I still like this one, but I like this one more.
Well, that's the nice thing about Tiny Epic is that the series is at this point is so broad that there's something for everybody.
Oh,
And they're all very good games, but you could look at it and say, this one really appeals to me. And it doesn't matter for what reasons, whether it be mechanics, whether it be theme, all of these can apply to you and say, this one appeals to me. And that's what we're going for in the Tiny Epic series, right? We want to make something for everybody.
And that's the thing. That's one thing it's funny because I was in this mindset when I first got into board games. I first discovered the Tiny Epic world of games because Galaxies was the first one I picked up.
Yeah.
Right, and I had this question in my head. It didn't last long, so I kind of like put it aside. Was like, oh, it's Tiny Epic this, Tiny Epic that, Tiny Epic whatever, right? I thought it was like, oh, are these games all the same with different theme, like same game with a different theme.
I get that question all the
Kind of,
time.
yeah. So kind of like when you play Monopoly, you're like, oh, it's Harry Potter Monopoly. It's whatever
sure.
Die Hard Monopoly,
Yeah.
right? And I was like, is that what that is? And then I looked in further, like it didn't last long. And I was like, hold on, these games are completely different. So if you're wondering about the Tiny Epic world of games, they're all completely different, right?
Yeah,
It's a
no, they're-
completely different
they're all
experience every time.
Yeah, they are. But what I'm actually wondering about is, have you had enough water here in Germany? And how did you prepare for the fact that the show, like, mostly only takes cash? Like, did you get your bills switched out before you came here, or like that's all kind of crazy stuff that like people that come to Spiel for the first time, they're not ready for the fact that they're not going to drink any water unless they're willing to fork up a lot of money, right?
It's
Water
cheaper
that
to
kind
get
of
the beer
blows
that
my
you had
mind.
Yeah.
than it is to get a bottle of water.
Beer is cheaper. I had like, I think I had like 2 beers for like €8. But I did see a bottle of water when I was looking for it. Was like €7.
Right.
For one
that's-
bottle of water.
That's normal.
You
2
will
beers
pay
for
more
€2.
your water than you will for any other drink.
So yeah.
Even my good single malts.
Yeah.
I'll pay more for a bottle of water than
Yes.
I will for a good
Still Vasa.
Stielwasser.
Still-
Unless you like the
Stielwasser.
gas. Still Vasa.
Unless you want carbonated water, ask for Stielwasser.
Ugh.
All right.
Okay.
I gotta get out of here.
Oh.
It's getting pretty late.
All right.
It is getting
It's
it
getting
is late
late.
here in Germany.
Thank you,
All right.
sir.
Thank everybody. Thanks, Mike. He's gotta go. He's got work to do.
It's been a great show. I love
He's nice.
Essen Spiel is my favorite show of the year. Over every single show, this is my favorite place to be. Having a great time. It never disappoints. It's not disappointing now. And you guys killed it at the booth.
Oh.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, we
At
got
least
it.
it wasn't like this kind of thing. Where
No,
like,
no,
we're, like doing all
look
weird
at
and,
that. We got it. No, we got it. Yeah. Oh,
All right.
Nate's coming in.
Nate's coming in for a high five. Oh, we
All
got
right.
it there.
So we're gonna continue. Me and Sam are gonna continue this. We're gonna wrap this up. We only got 2 more topics left. 3 more topics maybe left. So we got this. Hold on. You guys missing something?
No.
All right. So here it is. Next topic. So I did get a
You're
demo.
leaving my single malt right there on the table. Yeah.
So
I'm
I
gonna
did.
need that.
I did get a demo. In between the wandering, the getting lost, the demoing at Gamelyn, and just talking to people, I did get a chance to play Cthulhu: Death May Die at the Come On booth. And you know what? I dug it. What are you guys looking for? What's going on?
Don't worry about it, Mark. I don't actually know what they're looking for. Nate's opening my wallet and taking some cash.
It's all Nate.
It's all right. So they're leaving. Anyways, Cthulhu: Death May Die. I went to the Come On booth. I had a demo. Now, if you guys have been following the Instagram stories, at Board Game Coffee's Instagram stories, you'll see that the nice demo person who was dressed in like this occultist kind of like robe. All the cards they had out were all like German, and my German is rusty because I don't speak German or read German at all.
So by rusty, you mean non-existent.
Yeah, right, and
Just to clarify.
so I went there and I was like, hey, any chance you got this in English? So I got my character card. So they opened up an entire new box of Cthulhu.
I was just looking at the. Okay, I'll
Move it close,
move up.
Okay,
I'll move up. We've got some space.
let's cuddle.
Okay.
right.
Let's
So-
really get in close.
So yeah. Anyways. All right. So
We don't have Nate here anymore, so I'll try to read the comments on the screen, but it may not be.
Nate's gone.
It may not be fantastic.
But Cthulhu: Death May Die, I actually really liked it. Like the short demo I had, that's the game I was playing before I decided, I have to go to the Gamelyn booth, and then I got lost and I ended up in Hall 3 times. But so the vibe I got from it, it was like a kind of like a betrayal on House on the Haunted Hill, except you're not revealing the map. That part is established for you, right? And you see the bad guys on there, but you have the same type of same character types, like that Lovecraft, the little girl, and whatever, like all these, the detective type of guy, and they all have like crazy little abilities. There's an insanity chart. There's their health. There's their stamina, and like there's all that, which is cool. And then as you're going through the game, you also pick up companions or power ups that let you roll extra die against the enemies. And I thought it was actually really cool. Like I really dug it. I played with a little girl, and I didn't finish the whole demo, but I really liked it. That's the one where it's got the big giant. Have you seen that mini?
I have. Come. Have I seen the mini?
Okay, so
Absolutely. The mini is like as large as my torso.
yeah. It's a big one. So thing is about that mini, like people have argued it's not a mini. I argue it is a mini because it is miniature version of Cthulhu, right? To scale, if Cthulhu is this giant thing, this I can't even see my hands making the thing. That would be a mini.
And that's what your hands are doing is not even as big
No,
as
no,
it is.
that's the most I
It's
get.
it's
That's the
larger.
most I can get on screen.
Yeah,
But
it's
yeah.
larger than it is.
And
than
it's great. So I didn't get to play with that thing though. That's like one of the expansions. So I didn't get to play with that. Do have that at home though. So so Cthulhu Death May Die, I thought it was great. If you guys have backed it and it's coming, I don't think you'll be disappointed. I really liked it. Like again, I like that betrayal, insanity, balancing, and like you get certain powers if you're insane, but then there's also setbacks. And that's great, and that's all in here. So I really dug it. I really liked it.
So something that I was able to demo.
What did you demo?
When you finally came in to relieve me from, so I could go to lunch.
Did you demo a burrito, a falafel.
I did. I had a falafel.
Right.
They had a meat falafel, a cheese falafel, and a spinach falafel. I thought that it was a real waste that they didn't have a meat and cheese falafel because I would have gone for that.
Missed opportunity.
It missed opportunity. It was very heavy on the onion, but overall a decent falafel.
Okay, what did you demo?
Yeah, that's the important thing. So Michael, who was here before, and we did a couple of games. One of them was Les Passe Trappe, which is a French game,
Is there
at least by the name.
is there a shorter title for that in English?
I can't remember what it was.
It's like post. I don't remember what. I just made up a word.
Post.
don't remember.
Cubits.
No, I think it's something completely different.
I don't know.
It doesn't matter.
But I've always known as Les Passe Trappe. Basically, you've got two sides. Both of you have kind of an elastic band and these wooden discs, and you're trying to shoot these wooden discs through a very small hole in the middle.
It's like a wall.
Yes, there's a wall, but there's one small hole in the wood cut in the middle that you're trying to shoot these wooden discs through.
I see a missed opportunity for a Game of Thrones theme on this. Like you're trying to shoot.
Well, I mean, to be fair,
like the White Walkers through the little hole. That seems like a perfect opportunity.
Les Passe Trappe was out like decades before Game of Thrones was ever a thing.
You know what? So is Monopoly, and they've got a Game of Thrones version.
Oh,
I don't even have to look that up.
We don't even talk
gonna
about
call it.
Monopoly.
I'm
Monopoly's
gonna call
got
it.
so many IPs, it's not even funny.
I'm gonna call it. I think that'd be great. But anyways, go ahead.
But anyway, we did that, and I played against Mike, and Mike and I are very competitive. Michael and I, and I'm glad that he's not here, so I can talk freely.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure I'd be interrupted if
You
you
know,
were here.
Trash Mike. No, this is your time.
Well, unfortunately, this is not the story of Trash Mike, because we started playing, and he was trouncing me. Like, he'd just line up, shoom, straight through the hole. Take a second one, shoom, trace through the hole. And I mean, I'm like, oh God, oh God, oh God. And I've played this game a bit, and I've not lost very much.
So how hard is it to get it through the hole?
It's a little tricky
Isn't it
because
like-
it's just barely larger than the wooden disc you're sending through.
But isn't it one like once you get that angle, it's not like you're never going to really take it off to the side, are you?
Well, yeah, but it's a new disc every time.
Um,
So it's not like you're doing, the same thing. You have to go and reach a disc and then remember exactly where you placed it. But anyway, so he crushed me like 5 times in a row. It was very
So
depressing.
what's a crushing? Is it like you get a score every time you get through the hole?
So you make it so that you have no discs on your side and your opponent has all of the discs on their side.
Okay.
And it happened, like that's how you win. So it happens. It just happened far quicker than I anticipated.
So the discs on your side stay as like blockers almost, right? 'Cause
They
you can't clean them up.
can, yeah, they can.
You can't clean them up, can you?
No, you shouldn't be taking them from near the hole.
Oh.
You should take them from away. But anyway, so I got crushed in that. But we also played another game called Sensei, which was a very interesting game about moving these tokens, which are like stones across the board. It reminded me of a lot of Onitama. And then you move your Sensei across. So one plays the Sensei, one plays the monkey. You try to get your Sensei or monkey onto your own stone on the other side of the board, but the stones can only move horizontally or orthogonally, and they cannot cross your opponent's stones. So you kind of have to like weave your way through a path and then get your guy into there. Mike is very good at chess, and so it's a very chess-like game. And so I beat him once, he beat me twice, but it was very fun. I had a lot of fun, and that was actually at the same booth at Lake Passage.
One thing I saw while I was at Essen, I didn't get a chance to play, was there's this big Mr. Jack demo, and I've never actually played Mr. Jack. But hold on, I gotta take a sip of this.
Yeah, you take a sip of it. You were telling me about they had some busts.
Yeah, so they got these busts that are about this big, and they're fully painted. They're really nice, and then they got these like the street lamps that are this big, and you play it on this board. So it's not like something you buy. It's like just for demo purposes. So the board is oversized, and these busts are like this big. It seems awesome. Like it seemed really cool. So I'd like to try to get it, even though Mr. Jack is old, but I want to play with those bits because that seems really cool.
We have some time.
Yeah.
Do it tomorrow.
All right, so let's see. All right, so it's been mentioned earlier. We're all close to wrapping this up. That one of the main games I want is that tavern game, whatever it's called.
Whatever it is, the tavern game.
I can't remember what it's called.
By like Eggert Spiel.
Well, I got
like an Eggert Spiel game.
I don't know. I don't remember. I got a demo of it at North Star, at Origins. And basically, there's this tavern. You guys have probably heard of this. There's this tavern, and it's got like puzzle pieces that build it. And as you upgrade your tavern, you take the puzzle piece out, you flip it, and you snap it back in. And then you upgrade certain aspects of your tavern, and guests come in, and you can wash dishes. Can't remember what it's called, but it looks. The first time I got the demo, I was like, I want this. And Brittany was the same thing. She's like, I want this. So I called Brittany when we got back to the room, and I was like, Brittany, I saw the tavern game. First thing, she's like, oh my God, get it. I want, like, no question, not how much is it.
He didn't get it.
I didn't get, well, no, I didn't, not yet. Give me a chance. Right? We were leaving. I saw it when we were leaving.
And I was in a hurry to get back to the room. I needed to get off my feet for a minute.
So that I'm looking really forward to that. So if there's anything you guys think that I should be looking at so I can tell you about it, let me know. The other thing is, that was it. That was my last question is, what should I be looking at Essen? Is there anything you guys have questions about? Mind you, I will try to get to it, but it's madness there. You heard the numbers, right? 190,000 people. Like there's a lot of the competition to get anywhere. And when that, Sam told the story about me getting into a line for the Wingspan expansion, I got into that line because that line was like 5 people. And I didn't even know what the line was for. I just saw a lineup of people and I was like, I'm just gonna wait in line, ask the questions while I'm in line, and figure out why I'm here. I'm like, okay, it's Wingspan. That's it. I'm gonna get it. And then they said it was German, and I said, never mind.
Yeah. So I was asked, like, so why didn't you get the Wingspan expansion? I said, well, 2 reasons mainly. One, it's in German. And the
2, you don't speak German.
Well, the question was like, so why is that a problem? Like, that it's in German? Like, well, I mean, first of all, it would be basically a crapshoot for anyone I play with because none of us know what those birds do. But then, okay, well, it's the second reason. My other version is in English. All right, that makes sense.
Yeah. All right, well, thanks, guys, very much. Thanks for joining us. Please leave comments in the area labeled comments. And if there's anything you want us to check out, let us know. We'll do a live tomorrow.
The spot's labeled remarks.
Is it called remark? Is it labeled remarks?
No, I'm being a jerk.
Anyways, so
leave a comment where it says comments.
Do that. And I will try my best to get to those if I can even find them, because it's like madness, and my cell phone connection is in and out at best.
At best.
So okay, thanks guys. Thanks for commenting. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to get a ding every time we do a live video to cover Essen. I'm not sure if Sam will be here for every video. He's more than welcome.
And Tiny Epic Dinosaurs is live on Kickstarter right now, so go and check that out.
Yeah, so there's that. All right, thanks guys. Keep gaming, have fun. Keep gaming, be social. Man, I'm tired. It's been a long day.
See, I always say game on. I love saying game on.
What do we got? We got a comment?
Cheers, take care. The guy I met at Origins. That's the guy I met at Origins.
Thank you. Okay, thanks guys. We're signing off. And this will take, there you go. Good night.